Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of AFC North. Going down the line.
Sam Schneider repping the Bengals in LA.
Dave Green, Browns guy.
Jan David Sutar, Ravens Nation.
Chris Atkins, a very chipper Steelers guy.
Shut the fuck up.
Very chipper Steelers guy.
Already with that shit.
All right, guys. So we have the obligatory.
Yep, give it up, Jan.
Give it up.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Back.
Let's get it. This is a good one. You guys are getting 2 in 1 show this week.
Oh my
It's
God.
the first time we've done this too. There you go.
Thank you.
God.
Maddie, caw.
Such an asshole.
What are you laughing
For
about?
the rest of this
What are you
season.
laughing about?
For the rest of this
Ravens guy, we're laughing at.
Well, don't laugh too much because now it's your
Right,
turn.
Like that's been any big deal or something this season. Fucking please, give me a break. Fucking douchebag ass.
So I'll start off with us anyway. Last game.
Whoa, do I know?
You want?
You want to take it now? You want to get it now? You want to get it now?
I'll plug the Buckeyes for the next 16 and a half minutes.
Boo.
All I'm saying for the rest of this is let's go O's.
So week 17, Bengals took care of business against the Ravens. Game they needed to win so they could scoreboard watch. The rest of it didn't work out that well for us, but we got the W. The game was really boring to
It
start
really
out with.
was. Like I was like, all right, so with okay.
It's something like first quarter and a half was just like it was painful to watch. And I know some Bengal fans out there were like, "What in the fuck are we getting ourselves into right now?"
I mean, we were so exciting with Justin Tucker kicking 9.
Right. Field goal. Finally in the second quarter, Bengals got it going. Had an 8-play, 81-yard drive. Finished off with a touchdown to Tyler Eifert. It was really good to see him on the field because I think going into the playoffs, he hadn't really played with A.J. McCarron yet. So I think it was important for those guys to get some sort of rapport. He finished the game 4 catches for somewhere around 50 yards, I think, and the TD. But and he didn't jack anybody off, regardless of what Jan said. But we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, it's like
stats.
the difference in stats was astounding. Like if you look at it, like literally with the stat, it was so lopsided. Like so you look at the stats. If you didn't look at the score, you're like, so Ravens won this. No, not even like
more total yards, less penalties, less punts,
better on third down conversion.
Right. We did not convert a third down.
But you did convert 1 4th and 1 for a 38.
A 4th and 1 for a 38-yard.
So what went wrong? I mean, if you guys dominate, what went wrong?
What bad tackling? I mean, hands down, we had some horrible tackling. Like we just couldn't stop it. It was like we literally had Vaseline all over the gloves of everybody. It was like
so it was you guys that were doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently way too much because we were just looking at number 6 draft pick and But
and of course there were the 2 key interceptions by the linebackers. Maluga got one, Perfect got one. Those were the only turnovers, so that was pretty big.
That one from Burfict was like a nail in the coffin. It's like, the nail in the coffin was really the last drive when Mallet threw that other interception. But Jesus, man, yeah, it was from my perspective. I mean, like, wow, what a shit show at the end. I will say that like I do like Webb at safety a hell of a lot more than I like him at cornerback, but still, like our problem really was tackling. I mean, 24-16. It also that was a really interesting thing. Is like everybody was predicting like a much bigger ratio, and I mean I had a feeling it was going to be weird. I still thought the Bengals were going to take it out, and I predicted 33-30 in overtime. Wasn't nearly that, but it could have been. It could have been something really close.
Well, if they'd have started outscoring it like in the first quarter, we could have got there eventually.
We could not get in the end zone to save our freaking lives, man.
But Bengals. The only downside really for us. From a personnel standpoint, is we lost Emmanuel Lemur and Brandon Thompson both in this game. They're both done for the season.
How scared were you whenever McCarron went down? Whenever there was that tackle, and he was like starting to grab.
I mean, there's some nerves there. You know what I mean? But that's one of those moments where everybody in the bar is just like, get up. Okay.
Steelers fans.
Do you guys even have any? I mean, who's behind him right now?
Former Raven Keith Wenning.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And it's like, Steelers fans, we've given you the blueprint to take out, McCarron. So congratulations and you're welcome.
Oh, like they need one.
Yeah, exactly.
Bengals quarterbacks don't do so well against the Steelers.
Yeah.
Really, you mean like they don't live through the fucking game?
So speaking of which, let's go to the Browns-Steelers game.
Yes.
All right, first things first. Big shout out to Five Line Tavern and the fellas down there.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
Great
very,
time.
very,
Great
very
time.
much
Yeah.
for having us there. It was a blast. both me and the Steelers guy would love to do it again at some point.
Yeah, actually, I think that I might go there for your guys' game this Saturday night. So you can always join us there at Five Line Tavern for this game if you're in LA to watch the AFC North playoff.
All right, so basically, Browns Steelers, we got our asses kicked again. The highlights I found interesting: 83 offensive plays. That's a season high for the Browns. And Austin Davis, 24-46, 242 picks. Cam Irving continues to get blown up on pass coverage. And that's just ridiculous. 7 sacks, 3 assists, 1.5 sacks. 7 tackles, 3 assists, 1.5 sacks for Lawrence Timmons. I said last week that was going to be the guy that the Browns were going to have to watch out for. That'd be the guy that covered Barnidge. Barnidge got a couple on him, got his 1,000-yard season. Congrats, Gary. But yeah, we just didn't have anything. I thought we played tough, but no talent, no W's.
Yeah, it was another one that was close. It was close for a little while there.
Yeah,
they were.
I don't know if you were necessarily like biting your fingernails about it, but it was closer than I thought it was going to be a little further into the game, but eventually it just.
Not at all. It was not worried.
A lot of drives that stalled. A lot of drives for us stalled inside the 15, 20-yard line, and we ended up having to kick field goals.
I mean, our defense totally had you guys figured out.
Yeah.
So for us, the offense really rebounded in this game. Antonio Brown is just transcending football right now. He absolutely
Jesus fucking Christ.
Killed the Browns.
Transcending football.
Transcending football. He had
Jeffrey Jones.
He killed the Browns with 187 yards.
Oh my God.
Get it? And a touchdown.
Oh, that was bad.
He was 6 for 6 on passes of 15 yards or more. Very rare stat in the NFL to go downfield and be perfect for a day. Where we kind of struggled was with the rushing. D'Angelo Williams.
Whoa! Very nicely done.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
Congratulations.
It's the Bengals jersey. Unfortunately, he had an ankle injury. He had an ankle injury early on there. Toussaint came in and had a sluggish day. Yeah. I mean, average 2 yards per carry, 12 carries, 24 yards. Give me a jersey, I'll go in there and get you 25 to 30 yards. Hey, why not?
I don't think you would get that. No, I'm sorry. No.
Not on Saturday.
25 yards.
No.
Not this Saturday.
No.
And me and Dennis Leary can turn the Browns around.
Don't forget Kevin Costner. You guys need help on draft day.
Yes, we'll take Costner's help.
You'll take anybody's help at this point.
What kind of scared me here is that Ben had his habitual 2 picks, even against the Brownies. The last 3 games here, he's had 2 picks in each. He's got 16 picks on the season. The first 10 came over the first 14 games. The last 6 came over the last 3 games. Scares the hell out of me going into Cincy this week.
That should. That really, really should scare the hell out of you, especially with the Williams injury. Your guys' piss poor secondary.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's going to run the ball down your guys' throat.
That's going to be...
And then pass for shits and giggles.
Well, let's hit on that.
I'm not even going to say anything. I'll just let him go.
Let's hit on that one when we talk about
Browns guys.
Yeah. Let's take on that one.
Here.
The rest of this game...
Take a breather.
Austin just totally got his ass handed to him. Interesting stat here. He faced the most defensive back blitzes since the 2008 season, and we finally found a good use for Blake. Blake had a sack. Also, Willie Allen had a sack. And as a result, we kept Barnidge to 66 yards in this game. Yeah. One of the best tight ends in the game right now had only 66.
You also kept Travis Benjamin, 34 yards short of 1,000 yards.
It was just a stout defensive game. A couple interesting stats here. Another one kind of bothers me a little bit. Martavis Bryant, I was so high on this guy early in the season. This is his 2nd straight game with 1 catch. 1 lone catch.
Well, that's why Big Ben called him out.
Yeah, called him out a little bit, right?
I want to get to that. I'm definitely going to get to that. Yeah. The other kind of fun thing.
This is where he's going to predict that Martavis Bryant's going to have 300 yards.
That's coming up.
It's coming up.
It has nothing to do with this game, but everything to get into what the Steelers get into the playoffs. Permanis was actually nice enough to ship 80 lunches to the Bills for helping us get in there. So thank you, Rex Ryan, the Bills. Steelers back where we belong.
God, this
eliminated in the wild card.
Yes. Yeah. All right, so moving on to your guys' game. Speaking of which, we're kicking off with you, Sam.
Sure. The history is being crammed down our throat like it has all season, but especially this week. We mentioned the Carson Palmer, the roll up by Olhoffen that happened 10 years ago to the day before our game, Friday. Today was actually 25 years since our last playoff victory. Again, we've heard it over and over and over again. It's not like we don't know and that we've lost the last 4, but I think a lot of Bengal fans are actually feeling pretty good about this one. The Steelers don't look like the Steelers of the last couple of years, and we got shell shocked by Andy going down in the last game. First game was kind of a weird one too because Ben wasn't healthy yet. Yeah. It's going to be chippy again.
You guys have been warned by the NFL.
The NFL already came out and said, don't be talking shit to each other before the game, on the field, during warm-ups, or any of that. So there's going to be stuff going on. The key for the Bengals is, we're going to put up points. I don't know how many we're going to put up. We can throw on their secondary. Last time we played, we actually ran pretty well against their line. But the key for us is going to be all about the defense. I mentioned that we're missing Emmanuel Lemur and Brandon Thompson. Brandon Thompson's filled in pretty easy because it's not like he plays the whole game on the line. Lemur, however, has been one of our better pass defenders from the linebacker position. So what I'm expecting to see is Sean Williams, who was a hero in the first game against Pittsburgh. I'm expecting him to see a lot more snaps. He's always in the safety rotation. I think they're going to play him as kind of a tweener and bring him up to be covering some of the tight ends and some of the guys coming out of the backfield. I think that's going to be a real big key to this game. The other one for the Bengals is, I hammer on Blake every week. Yeah. And not that I put a whole lot of stock into pro football focused stuff. Yeah. I don't. I look at it, but it's not the be-all, end-all by any means. Dre Kirkpatrick is only 2 spots ahead of Antoine Blake on that list. I think Antoine Blake is last for cornerbacks, and Dre Kirkpatrick is third to last. So, he's got problems defending the pass. I'm interested to see what Paul Gunther does with those extra safeties in the game coming over top to give him help against Martavis Bryant's 300 yards receiving.
If I can, what's really interesting about this game, this matchup in particular, is that the Steelers secondary is their weak spot, right? And literally getting to your quarterback now is your weak spot, because they've got the artillery to get to you, but it's
and AJ holds on to the ball longer.
Exactly, AJ holds on to the ball longer. So
it's
literally
a rookie mistake.
Exactly. And so for me, that's going to be the matchup, is seeing those two things, whether or not he can get it out fast enough to AJ Green, Tyler Eifert, etc., and see if your secondary can sit there and be like, oh, we got to play. All right, we'll play now. If this is the game where the Steelers secondary shows up, you guys have some serious problems.
Oh yeah.
But if this is the game where they don't show up and your offensive line doesn't show up, it's going to be a freaking battle.
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay, man. The offensive line has been pretty good. They've been pretty stout. They had a couple games where they melted down a little bit and gave up a bunch of sacks. But as a rule this season, that has not been a worrisome point for us for the most part. I think they can keep them out there, give them long enough time to throw. And like I said before, I think having Eifert out there for a game before this was really big because that's where some of those snap passes are going to have to go.
Yeah.
What do you got as a prediction on it?
I'm going to say we're looking at a 21-18 game. I'm taking the Bengals at home. It's going to be loud in the jungle, man. They got all day to drink before that game starts, which is really awesome.
I got Cincinnati winning it 23-21. How about you?
23-21?
Cincinnati, 23-21.
I'm actually going the opposite. I'm going to go Pittsburgh. I think that Pittsburgh is shut up, don't touch me. I think it's going to be a kind of a close game like you're saying, but I think it's going to be higher scoring than what you guys are predicting. I think it's going to be 27-24 Pittsburgh.
And the Steelers guy?
Yeah.
Well, let me get into that.
Yeah, I said everything I had to say.
Let me start with the prediction, and then I'll go back to some of the points I have on this game.
Okay.
As a prediction, I think it's going to be a little bit lower. I think it's going to be 25 Steelers, 17 Bengals.
Okay.
One of the things that I looked up earlier today on this game is going to be 51 and pouring rain that day. Makes it very interesting for a passing game. And I kind of look forward to seeing McCarron again. We haven't seen a starting quarterback since Russell Wilson when we played the Seahawks.
November 29th.
So, I'm a little worried about McCarron because he's really shaped up. I mean, he's solid. He's a solid.
He hasn't been turning the ball over.
Yeah, and that's key. That's key.
Dude threw 2 picks against Cincinnati, or to you guys the first time you met. Since then, 4 touchdown passes to 0 interceptions. He's starting to figure it out.
But let me tell you what all the Steelers fans are talking about right now. This is such a flashback to 10 years ago. It's exactly the same scenario. 10 years ago, 2005 season, the AFC had the same exact standings. Bengals, Steelers, Ratbirds, Brownies. The Bengals and the Steelers.
You want to change your pick? You want to change your pick, man?
The Steelers and the Bengals both traded.
I gotta stand by it. I fucking hate it.
Poor Steelers guy can't say a damn word right now.
Hey, we beat you twice. I mean, the Bengals know how to beat you through us right now. So
we'll see. And that game took place in Paul Brown Stadium. I remember watching Kimo Van Alhoffen roll up on Carson Palmer, who says that he hates the Steelers worse than he hates USC, which is, I think, funny. I'm expecting a big game from our tight ends this
Everybody
week.
hates the Steelers.
everybody hates it. I hate that I think that they're gonna win. Trust me, I fucking hate it.
I'm expecting a big game from our tight end this week, seeing as how we may not have Williams. Martavis Bryant, I just can't trust him right now. And I'm expecting Brown to just draw double, triple cover. I mean, you guys have to find some way to contain this guy. If we can contain AJ Green and keep you guys from rushing all over us, I think this game is going to go in our favor.
Stop me if I'm mistaken, Chris, but I'm pretty sure that in 2 games this season we have contained Brown. I think in the last game he had 6 catches for 60-something yards.
Yeah.
He is right.
And in the first game, you only scored, 9 or 10 points, so I don't think he blew up that one either. Ooh. So right now, Brown lining up, usually from the slot, getting Leon Hall on him, who's having a career year. I'm not that concerned.
Make your sacrifice. Make your sacrifice because in the last game, Heath Miller had 10 catches. This time around, you guys may not have some of your linebackers in there guarding them.
Heath Miller.
Good luck. Good luck.
That guy.
Heath could be the guy. Heath could be the lifesaver this week.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, we are actually. I'm planning on being there at Five Line Tavern for this game to watch this. I don't know if you're going to join or if you're going to be at Gabe's or whatever have you.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend it. No.
Wait, we got to talk about America's
playing
team.
in my head right now.
Let's talk about America's team, the Browns. In 2 days since Sunday, we've made a lot more headlines than Baltimore's made in the last 16 fucking
You know
weeks.
what? You truly have.
Okay. We're reinventing the wheel and we're going to be successful at it.
Is it still going to be
And
square?
These guys are going to follow right along.
You hired a baseball guy.
Playing Moneyball.
Who's
Yeah.
smart?
Moneyball.
Who's smart? You guys tell me you trust in Ozzie? What did Ozzie do for you this past season? Led you to a
let's
4-12 record?
Yeah, but at the same
In
time,
Ozzie.
like, we got.
At least we're attempting something different.
Wait,
that
hold on.
hasn't been-
First of all, we were the second best D in the second half of the season. All right. So second.
After
second
you
best
already out of the
defense.
playoff.
Didn't you
Exactly.
give a jersey up to me?
Yes, we did. But at the same time, we took 2 from the Steelers. So like, you're talking about like that, right? Okay, so
there we go.
I have fully admitted, like, Ozzie has made some really questionable decisions before this. I mean, it's like
Alzheimer's types of decisions.
fuck you. Fuck you. You were talking about Alzheimer's. You can't. You have a quarterback that doesn't even remember where he is right now.
Or what he was doing, or what he's wearing in Vegas.
He doesn't even know his name.
Or his hair color.
Where's Billy? I mean Johnny. I mean Billy. I mean Johnny.
That dude is having a fucking great time with his and not a single motherfucker on this couch wouldn't be inclined to do the same damn thing. Just none of us are selling fucking paintings for $500 on eBay.
Oh my god. Alright. Okay, guys. So again, thank you very much for joining us here. Reddit, we freaking love you. Twitter.
We like your zombie feedback, buddy. It's no offense.
Oh, I want to
Shout out to my man Brisberg, watching over in the UK.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I also want to give a shout out when I was in Cincinnati for to watch the Denver game downtown. I had 2 separate people that watch these videos come up to me and say, "You're the Bengals guy."
That's awesome.
Man, props to you guys. It made my
That's-
night. Totally
that's
made
great.
my night.
So anyway, guys, we're going to sign off here. Don't forget, check us out online at AFC Northerners on Twitter. We're on Reddit as well. Again, name AFC Northerners. We're going to be doing this again next week, too, covering this game, which is going to be really exciting. And we're going to sign off, as we always do, with Fuck the Patriots!
Please give us Mike Patricia. Please. Thank you.
DPs! Take care, guys.